Finally, I saw this and I just thought it was an interesting footnote. We talked like earlier in the show about Corey Clement and Dari Ogumwale and the challenges of making a career in the NFL when you're healthy or, beside being injured, you're generally in good health. And I saw this story and it was interesting. I had a sort of a similar situation happen in my family in terms of what happened. Let's just talk about real quick. Vikings linebacker Cameron Smith, who at 24 retired, he had open heart surgery, tried to come back. And in trying to come back, he actually suffered a concussion. The interesting thing about the open heart surgery, and this is his Twitter, where he basically said that he just thought he asked his body to do too much. But what happened was he got COVID. And then the COVID treatment protocol, they tested his heart and found out that he had a condition where he was born with two aortic valves instead of three. And it was like, man, he's trying to make an NFL team. He wasn't getting a lot of play anyway. He was selected in the 5th round. So he was actually drafted in 2019. And he only played in 5 games and mainly as a backup. He was a 4-year starter at USC. So as a 4-year starter with USC, they never picked that up, and you mentioned that question is like, how did he get through that much career with nobody picking that up?
It's amazing. It's amazing. First of all, it's amazing that the condition itself didn't show up in some other way, like maybe a rapid heartbeat or maybe a murmur or something that would make him think, or make his parents even think, like when he was in high school, or because he had this from birth, okay? When he was just playing around or playing Little League, or he was in high school or he was in college, that would make them say, hey, send this kid for an EKG or send him for an echo and see what's going on just to make sure that he's cool, you know what I mean? Because I remember in high school being sent to the nurse and then having them tell me, go to your doctor and get yourself an EKG just to make sure that we're 100% clean. It's amazing that he got this far without this being discovered. This is major. 2 aortic valves. That's like your main valve to your freaking heart. That's crazy. But if any good stories come out of COVID, this is one, because who knows what would have happened to this guy if he just continued to play like this. I have no idea what effect this could have had on him at the pro level. Obviously, he's been cool all this time, but who's to say? That's crazy. I've never even heard of this condition. Never heard of this condition. Not that I should have. I'm not no doctor or nothing, but I've never heard of this condition. This is weird.
It is. And let's see here, just taking a quick look at what they called it. They did have an actual name for it here. And rather than screw it up, I kind of just jumped past it. But long story short, here it is. Bicuspid aortic valve. So I guess it should have been a tricuspid, and it's only a bicuspid. So very interesting story. I just thought it was so dramatic. And then at 24, this young man retires from the NFL. So it ain't easy, folks. That's some big money. And, there's a lot of guys going after it. But it ain't easy to get, and only a few are going to be chosen. I think they've gone from the 90-man roster down to the 85-man roster. To me, this is the bittersweet part of the season, when people's dreams get dashed or just really strained, as a matter of fact, because they're looking for that big payday. And you look at an Ogumwale, who's been through so many different teams, practice squads and things of that nature after having a pretty good college career. So it ain't easy, folks. All right.